Ilia Topuria has just changed the trajectory of two different UFC weight classes. Now, as we all know, about a month ago, Ilia Topuria dropped an absolute bombshell on us, saying that he was moving up permanently to 155 because his body could no longer make 145. Now, this is weird because a while ago he tweeted out that he would not vacate his belt at 145. Now this it sort of does make sense to me why he did it. Um, he has ran through the featherweight division, knocking out two all-time greats in Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway, back to back. He wants double champ status. That's what everyone wants nowadays. Everyone wants their double champ status. They all want to flaunt that they are a two-weight class champion. But listen, he has single-handedly made the lightweight division a mess and opened up the featherweight division a lot more than a lot of you might think. Now, let's start off with the first piece of news that comes with the Ilia Topuria vacating. Alexander Volkanovski will be fighting Diego Lopez at UFC 314 in a few weeks for the featherweight belt. Not the interim belt, not anything like that. The undisputed featherweight belt. They are going to be fighting for it, and whoever wins it will be the champion. We could have another Alexander Volkanovski title run, or we can have Diego Lopez winning his title for the first time and possibly defending. This opens up a lot more opportunities for featherweight fighters to become champion. I mean, we look at the featherweight rankings. We have Volk and Lopez, who are obviously fighting. Movsar Evloev has a very good shot at becoming a champion. He's a young, very good, a rising prospect. You have Aljamain Sterling, who's making a little bit of a run. I think in his last fight against Evloev, he got robbed. I think Aljo definitely won. But you have him who could possibly become a 145 champion. You have a up-and-comer in Lerone Murphy who could possibly become champion. You have these old guys like Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega. They could become champion. So the 145 division is very, very wide open right now. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but obviously we know that Volk is fighting Diego Lopez at UFC 313, and that's all we know right now. We know that Yair Rodriguez is fighting Pitbull, but that's the only news at the top of the featherweight division that we really have as of right now. Now, let's get on to the big, big news. Ilia Topuria is moving up to lightweight. Like, this is insane news, guys. I mean, Ilia Topuria is single-handedly changing this entire division because he's kind of turning it into a mess in a way. Because if you look at the rankings, Max Holloway is he just recently moved up to 155 too, and Ilia Topuria moving up right after him and right after knocking him out. Man, you got to feel for Max Holloway. He's trying to get away from Ilia, and Ilia is just chasing him down again. But anyways, you look at the lightweight division. Obviously, we have Islam Makhachev as the champion of the lightweight division, and then we have Arman Tsarukyan as number 1, Charles Oliveira 2, Gaethje 3, Holloway 4, Poirier 5, and Ilia, you gotta think is gonna be somewhere in there, somewhere in that mix. All right, Ilia wants the immediate title fight. He does not want to be waiting around. He doesn't want a fight or two before he takes the title. He wants it now. But me and a lot of other people, I just can't see him coming right in and getting a title fight over some of these other guys. Now, do I think that he deserves it as much or possibly even more than some of these guys? Yeah, I do. I do think that knocking out two of the all-time greats of the featherweight division back to back is an amazing accomplishment, and I don't think we will ever see that happen again. I do think that's a great accomplishment, but I can't see Ilia moving up and immediately getting a title fight. That would be insane to me. I think first off, you have to address the guys who are coming off of wins right now at the very top of the division, like Arman Tsarukyan, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje. What are you going to do with them? Dan Hooker. Now, the weird part is Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan both had fights lined up against Makhachev before both pulling out due to injury before them. And for the Tsarukyan fight, Renato Moicano went in. And for the Oliveira fight, Volk went in. So we don't know what's going to happen with those. We could possibly see a title fight for Oliveira, That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards Oliveira getting a title fight against Islam Makhachev. He's coming off of a very, very nice win against Michael Chandler. I do think that he deserves a fight. And then Arman Tsarukyan. This leaves Arman Tsarukyan to possibly fight Justin Gaethje for a contender fight. This could possibly leave either of them to fight Ilia. You could do an Arman Ilia fight. You could do a Gaethje Ilia fight. But the thing that makes the very, very most sense to me is a Dustin Poirier versus Ilia Topuria fight. Now, I know what you guys are saying. Why does Dustin Poirier get to fight Ilia Topuria? He does not deserve this. He just lost to Islam. Guys, Ilia is moving up to the 155 division for the first time. You need to understand that people don't just get immediate title fights at the next division. You have to go through at least one opponent, one worthy opponent, before you fight for the title. Now, that's why I think Ilia should fight Dustin Poirier before he fights Islam or Charles Oliveira, whoever has the title at the time. I assume it's going to be Islam. So I think Ilia has to fight Dustin Poirier before he fights Islam for the title. I think that this makes the most sense stylistically, but more importantly, I think it makes the most sense for the division. I think you have all those guys matched up against each other, and then you have Ilia coming in and fighting number 5 ranked Dustin Poirier. I think that makes the most sense to me. But then you have some outliers. You have Max Holloway, Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, Mateus Gamrot, Renato Moicano, Paddy Pimblett. There are so many guys at the top of that division who I'm not sure what they're going to be doing. My point is there are so many great fighters at the top of that division who we just don't know who they're going to fight. Now, do I blame Ilia for moving up? No, not at all. Do I think that he should get an immediate title fight? Like I've been saying, no, I don't think so. I think this will be one of the craziest moves in MMA history. Ilia moving up, I think that might be a bit of an overstatement, but I don't know, man. I genuinely think that Ilia Topuria moving up will change the trajectory of 2 whole divisions. You have the featherweight division with Volk and Lopez fighting. Who's going to win that? Who knows? Whoever wins that, who are they going to fight next? You just don't know, because there are so many great fighters at the top of both of those divisions. You don't know about the lightweight division, because you think about it, there are 5 or 6 guys who you could make an argument for that they deserve a title fight, but obviously you can't give 5 or 6 guys a title fight at once. That's just not possible. It doesn't work like that. So I don't know, guys. I am personally leaning towards Dustin Poirier versus Ilia Topuria, Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev, and Justin Gaethje versus Arman Tsarukyan. And then the rest will kind of just sort of align in a way that makes sense, and the UFC will figure out a way to do it. So yeah, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.